Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome to Surviving Mars on hard mode. That means 1000% difficulty. We're going to start in this beautiful game, we're going to start a colony on a barren planet consisting of drones, preparing infrastructure for humans, and finally, well, terraforming the planet once we have, of course, enough babies and population and stuff like that. Before we start with the game, let's go into the difficulty settings real quick, because that's the most important thing. So for our mission sponsor, we are going with a Paradox Interactive. This one is difficulty hard. Gives me a funding of 4 million credits, 75 starting applicants, and 100 research points per soul, which is not a lot. For commander profiles, we are going with, I think, the Futurists. Breakthrough attacks are researched 30% faster, gives me the highest difficulty challenge edition here that we have, the Futurist. For the logo, I'm really fine with the Paradox. Mystery, we go with a hard one. If I go random, actually I do lose some difficulty setting here, so let's go with Marsgate. I have no idea about this mystery, to be honest here, so I'm just choosing one that is hard, and we're going with 390%. For the game rules, this is where stuff gets interesting. We're going to activate all the hard rules that we have. Winter is coming, so cold waves are set to maximum level. That means cold waves increase power consumption even more. We get twisters, so dust devils, rating set to max. That means we just get a whole bunch of them all the time. We can only call a passenger rocket once. That means 12 passengers, and that's it. We need to survive with that, and yeah, scootly poop around to make enough babies. Colonists periodically become renegades. Crime is more severe. Long ride, rocket travel to time from Mars and back is 3 times longer than normal. We get the inflation, import prices increase over time. The hunger, can't import food from Earth. That's also going to be quite the nice one. Dust in the wind, dust storm rating set to max level. Armageddon, meteor rating set to max level, so we're just going to get a lot of meteors. Amateurs, we're going to get no specialists. That means all of my people are amateurs and they will have a very bad workplace rating. Tech variety, the tech fields are randomized during different playthroughs, so I can't cheat my way through the tech levels there. Overfunded, I think that's it, right? Yeah. The rest we keep active, so in that case here, we also have, of course, events, we have terraforming, and everything else. We have no bonuses whatsoever, so we really just get everything really difficult for us. Next up is my starting conditions. So we are going to start here with these things. That's an explorer. We need that. That's the drone, or some drones at least. Sorry, no, it's a transporter. That's actually what we need in the beginning to get us the metal in. The explorer we send with a supply pod then after that. We do get some polymers, machine parts, and electronics, and some orbital probes that we can use. We should definitely also save some of our money here for outsourcing our science points. Now, Mars. Beautiful as it is also dangerous. We have several locations available, each give me different difficulty settings across the board. And we're going to start in Olympus Mons. That is a crater here that we have. It's going to be a hard map, so steep settings. We are going to have some materials left. Everything on the threat level is though at max level, and then comes also the max level parameters that we have. The coordinates are 15 north and 133 west if you want to play along, and the difficulty rating with that is 1025%. The only way how we can further boost that difficulty rating by just choosing another map that has a mountainous topography. However, I do like to have some building space, so for me, I'm reducing it a bit. It is still really hard, above 1000%. And with that, we're going to have some fun here now, surviving Mars, survival, hard mode, trying to establish a colony, self-sustaining, and then also terraforming the planet to a beautiful green paradise that it is. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. Before we start, I also want to thank all my Patreons. If you like my content, please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is in the description. And without further ado, go, 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 go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are now on the surface of Mars, looking rather dead, I should say. Not that much going on at the moment. On Sol 1 we are at, yep, and I'm also going to pause the game right away. Let's just have a quick look around. We already have one science or research sector that I don't like so much, because it's in the middle of nowhere here, where I've just been. I can see that there is definitely something that might be interesting for us, and I have 2 orbital probes, so why not just use them in this area here to find us the first points of interest. So there would be something here, and we also should We're going up for another one. That was not very successful. There's no materials up there, but at least one concrete deposit we have. Plus, as expected, close to these circles there is some attractiveness visitors, so bonuses that we can use, and also, yeah, an average source for rare metals. Not that much, but still fine, and an anomaly up there that we can research. Some rocks are also lying in the ground. That's that. Now, my rocket full of drones and a transporter, some fuel refineries, and also some materials is ready to land. The first of many rockets that will land on this planet here, hopefully, if not a dust storm is destroying any kind of purpose that we had. Now, let's just find us a suitable landing position. We do have concrete down there, and we do have the vistas here, so that's probably where I'm going to have my domes. And this area here is then probably perfect for my first rocket. Let's just see that we get the concrete into its area. We don't need to have two vistas there in it. That should not be necessary. And with that, let's land. The rocket will then land here in a second. However, before we unpause the game, let's also go ahead and start getting those sectors around us here into what we need, right? So we have this one there. We're probably going to expand here, 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 and here. So all around us. Let's not get the rocky area in at the moment. Next up, some research. Every time we start the game, it is completely randomized. There's no cheating my way through this one here. And we can just find out what we do need. Rockets and shuttle require less fuel. This is just really nice to get the rocket away again. And drones move faster. I don't know. Performance, nope. Building farm, let's go with the drones. And that's about it, to be honest, because we have nothing else really that we can go ahead there for the moment. Let's unpause it real quick, so we do find the sectors that we scan, and there it is, the first rocket by humans landing on Mars. This is a momentous occasion, really. And out comes a transporter, and then also hopefully some drones. There they are, my little fellas. Perfect. Now, very important, what we need to start with right away is some depots. So the rocket has some materials on board, and we definitely want to, store them somewhere. I'm going to make a bit of a space here in between, because I know there's going to be meteorites on this difficulty quite a lot, and I don't want to lose everything that we have at once. The transporter we can send out there to scavenge some resources also. So we do have, as we can see here, some metal that's going to be pretty important to us, and then also some polymers here as well. Next up on the list is also very important that we start with that as soon as possible, is fuel production for my rocket. And for that we do need the fuel refiner. We got one prefab from Earth that we can use, that we can have then somewhere, and let's just look it up, because we will need to have some electricity. We will have the concrete down here, so it's good to combine them, kind of like. So we have the fuel that we start. Some solar panels will be our first electricity production. And I would actually like to go ahead with, let's make it 4 for now, right? So we can unpause it, and let's put them on high priority so that we get them out there ASAP to get the first electricity flowing. Also, what we still need and what we got in addition is a moisture evaporator. This is producing some basic water. Let's also get this one powered and connect both of them with a smaller pipe. Like this, right? And they're now connected and will start producing fuel for us then. Very important, we need to keep these buildings here outside of the dust circles. Every kind of building, like rockets, like concrete factories, have a dust circle around them. That means everything within it is going to be very, very dusty and needs maintenance more often, right? So we should definitely keep buildings like this one here outside of that to reduce the maintenance costs overall. Very important on this difficulty, to be honest, that we manage this. I don't know why the fuel refinery starts first. Probably because it's a prefab. But that's just that. And then we need the solar panels. It does not work at the moment without electricity. My little fellas here, they're already mining some metals over there. We have a smaller metal deposit. We do not have metal from Earth, right? So only some 50 machine parts, 10 polymers, and 15 electronics. That's it. Everything else we need to mine ourselves. My transporter, in the meantime, is already doing a good job here as well. He's way more efficient at that than the drones, and takes large bulks of that back home to my depots. There it is. My first solar panel is also powering up. And with that, we start to produce electricity. Each panel produces 5 electricity. only during daytime though. So another very important thing, we have some polymers, is to start getting us some batteries out there. These are going to charge during daytime, and then, well, we can use them during nighttime. So the fuel refinery has to work day and night for us to be competitive. What does it mean to be competitive, by the way? Anyway, well, we do have also our milestones. This one here, since science points are going to play a vital role to us, and we don't have a lot of science right away, getting those milestones before my competitors do this is important. Scan an anomaly, launch a rocket from Mars, find water on Mars. We're not going to be able to do all of that, but most of it we should get. Speaking about anomalies, we need to get us a transporter also from Earth. We can do this with a supply pod, right? This can only really carry one thing, and that's going to be my Explorer here. That pushes us down to 1.6 billion that we have now on the credit side, right? So not that much money, since that was already really expensive. And I would like to really use the remaining of my science points to outsource. We only produce 100 science points per soul right now. And as we can see, that would take 10 days to finish only the first research here, which is a very cheap research. We need to outsource. We need to pay money in order to get us more science points out. Let's go for the big outsource right away. That costs us almost all my coin, right? 1 billion, but it gives me 1,000 soul for 5 days. We can go ahead after this one here to outsource more. But for now, as we can see, we can now finish this in 1 day instead of in 10 days or 10 souls, which is 1 Martian day. So in that case, perfect. We can speed up the research with that. That we should do. Meanwhile, my drones, of course, are not idle. They produce or they construct now my next solar panel. There you go. No storms yet, no meteor showers yet. We are looking good. It's sunny right now on this very first day, so we've really landed on a perfect day, to be honest, and that's just that, right? Nothing else we need to worry about in the world. Everything is automated here. Drones don't need food, they don't need oxygen, but of course, preparing for first colonists, for the first humans on Mars would be my next very important milestone. And for that, well, we do need to set up some infrastructure. That we do right now. The pipes are coming along as well. And boom, there they are. That means my moisture evaporator and my fuel refinery are now connected, and we start producing fuel. Just when Sol 1 is really over, so probably a bit too late, but who knows. As we can see, we do need 80 fuel now to get the rocket back into space, back to Earth. However, with the tech that we are going in right now, I think it is half of that, 40. Oh, might be 62. We'll see about that. And we produce 12 per day right now. So the goal here is to get the rocket away within the first 10 souls or something like that. That would be perfect for us. Now, next up on the line is exploring. So we are scanning those sectors right now, very slowly so. We do have something that we can still build in addition, and that is my sensory towers. With the perk that we have already, sensor towers no longer require power and maintenance. I can just build them anywhere really. However, they cost me electronics. That is one of the most expensive goods in the game. We got 15 right now, so I'm going ahead with 5 sensory towers. And let's just get them out there in certain locations, right? So let's make it 2 here, and let's also get us like up. This is still within the drone hub, right? 1 here, and probably then also 2 on that side, so that we boost our exploration around the base in total. 5 of them should be fine. My drones will do it. Oh, this one seems to be not within reach, so let's just make sure that actually it should be. It's fine. Now it is perfect that we get all of this working for us. First battery also coming along. That's going to be pretty important for us soon. Now it's getting nighttime soon, right? So for this night, I think, unfortunately, we'll not be able to get the battery or to get the fuel station working through the night. Next sol though, we can do this then. Sensory towers coming along. Spending our first 5 electronics on this, but it will boost our exploration quickly. There's a milestone that we need to find water. Be the first to find water on Mars. This is a race kind of like, so hopefully there is water somewhere in here, so we can actually get ahead and find us that water source that we're going to need. It's night, the solar panels do not work anymore. So does my moisture evaporator and my fuel refinery. Both of them are now offline. Damn it. Unfortunately, I was not fast enough for this. Alright, we should set up the next building right away. It's an autonomous building. That's the concrete extractor for our first real important basic building material. Metal is also really important, but metal we have so much around us we don't need to worry about for now. Concrete we do need to worry about. So let's start ahead with the first building. And there's a concrete source here with a high grade, very good, and 800 concrete. Oh, that was a close meteorite going down here. And in that case, let's have a look that we can squeeze in 2 here. That would be perfect. This is looking like we can then have 2 in this area. We could also have it parallel, so it's looking a bit cleaner, right? Like so. Both of them, let's turn one off, the other we can build. Meanwhile, my supply pod has arrived. Lots of things that are happening right now. Let's have this one land here or there, just like that. Another thing we should worry about is also a specialized depot for concrete then. So all the concrete is going to be stored right away in these depots. And we should also turn off concrete in my main depots here for now, right? Because we want to separate things a bit to spread out the risk of meteor impacts. That's the concrete. Very important. Also, it needs a power cable. We don't have solar panels here. Let's go ahead and also get us that power cable all the way down to this concrete factory. Why am I not just building another solar panel here? Simple. The dust circle, right? Solar panels within a dust circle are basically almost non-functioning on this difficulty because they get polluted with dust all the time. So it's pretty important for me to have them a bit further away. And with the concrete factory, we will need a bit more power. So I do need to produce some surplus during daytime so that we can also work during nighttime. Advanced Martian engines have been fulfilled. Perfect. And we now need 60 fuel, right? So down from 80, speeding it up a bit. My RC Explorer is here, so we can send it to the first anomaly that we already have there. Pretty cool truck that is now on its way and scanning that. Out of these anomalies, we might find some juicy things like extra science points, money, and also just events basically, or outright technology that is fully researched then. The supply pot, yeah, well, we can also scavenge this for some basic metals. So far, my colony is looking good, but of course it's all very simple yet. We are very autonomous with the drones. They just work automatically as long as there's some power. Concrete factory online. Getting us some concrete now in. And with that, we will then be able to build us like a dome, for example, that we do need for our Martian-borns, for our first ones, for our first humans on Mars.
Sector scanned.
First sector scanned. Very good. Unfortunately, no water. Another concrete source with a low grade. This is not good. We will not yield a lot of concrete. However, another anomaly. Let's send the explorer to this one after it finished exploring this one up there, which it's doing right now. Anomaly completed, and my transporter is still mining metals at the moment. And then also what I'm happy to see is polymers are also within reach. It is sold too. For now, really, we can just relax a bit and just be really happy. There is the power accumulator that gets now the second concrete. So with that, we can finally then also store some electricity. There it's being built. There's still a few hours left for this day, so we might charge it up a bit, right? And then can use our buildings already through the first night. Let's actually build another solar panel here. I really want to have a nice surplus of energy. At the moment, we have 15 during daytime. Since we do have 15 during nighttime, we do need, yeah, not 15 during daytime, but I think 10. And so we have a nice surplus. Still, I would like to get this battery here fully charged. And as we can see, we also have the first 20 in it. Oh, milestone achieved, scan an anomaly. We were the first ones. This, of course, boosts my first research here a bit by 250 science points. And we have finished the advanced Martian engine. Let's have a look what else we can research here. I'm afraid to say it's very bad right now. We might go for the farm as well, so all the basic things, because once you research something up here, you unlock more tech down here, and the more we research of the basic things, the better. And here we also have discovered the 6 planetary anomalies, a very good one, but for now, let's just work with those 2. And we're on our way now also to scan the next anomaly. How's my exploration looking? We are in the process of scanning this area up there, 68%. Not looking really promising up there, to be honest. I might then just work a bit more to the south here. Right, so we can queue up my exploration. That should be fine. Lots of concrete over there. And then another vista point. That's good, because we want to make a lot of babies, and vista points help us with that. Concrete, average grade, low grade. Not the best concrete deposits, but they'll just do once the time comes. All right, it should be night now soon. It's still not night. That's very good for us, obviously. Charging the battery as much as possible. And offline they go. But for now, my buildings can work a bit longer, right? So it's discharging right now with 15. We already have 120 power stored. That means they will probably be able to work through most of the night.
Research complete.
Find water. We were the first to find water. It is up here, 2 water sources, very low and low grade, and another concrete with average grade. That is perfect. So water we are going to need for our Martians. And we've also researched the low G with that, because we got the 250 science points out of it. This is very good here now. Generate 100 research points per soul for each explorer that we have. Let's actually push this one to the first in line. And with that, we'll generate 100 research soul per soul in addition baseline. My transporter, meanwhile, doesn't have really anything to do. There is some polymers up there. I love polymers. Metal we have plenty of right now anyway. So let's go ahead and scavenge some polymers that we have. Do we have any more polymers? It's looking good so far. Another night, the second night on Mars for us. Sol 3 has started. We can enjoy the night sky on this barren wasteland. Of course, the goal is to get the humans on Mars, build us a bigger base, self-sustaining, and also terraform the planet. However, that's going to take quite some time. Right now, all our parameters here are 0. Atmosphere, temperature, water, and vegetation. This is something that is a long-term goal. Research corporations. A new deep space telescope will be launched to scan the cosmos from a point even further out than Mars. The company behind the telescope, Lambda Industries, has partnered with our sponsor to share the financial burden of the deep space launch. Our sponsor, not one to waste an opportunity to help their most ambitious project, says the splitting of the launch bill will basically pay for a single supply pod. And we could get some extra... Wait a second, do we... Now that's actually pretty good. We get this. It doesn't. We don't have to pay this. We do get a free supply pod with any of these here full. The transport we have, and I think one will be fine for the foreseeable future. Orbital probes would speed up the scanning, but to what avail, to be honest? 15 machine parts and especially 15 electronics is extremely powerful. So I'm going ahead with this supply pod, and yeah, let's land it right away. And also get us another some depots up there. Because we definitely want to spread once again the risk of losing them, right? Oh, wait a second. This is actually not that great. Let's get them here. That's better. And with that, we can then have more electronics. That is a really, really nice boost, to be honest. Thank you very much. We are now at 12 fuel out of the 60. And what I can see is that, yeah, we can almost work through the whole night with what we have.
Anomaly analyzed.
New tags are available. We have unlocked a whole new tags here.
Meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder. So long as you know where to look.
And with that, as we can see, a lot of new things that we can choose from. We are still working on the Explorer AI though for now. That was the anomaly up here. I think we have no more anomalies for now. Nope, that's it. We're still scanning this one. And after that, hopefully we find us something more. Yep, and we were able to work really through the night. My my solar panels are working again and we can store energy once more. That's perfect. This is how it should be, to be honest, because with that we will be able to permanently refuel our rocket. Since we got some electronics for free, I would actually like to consider building me some more sensory towers, and we can absolutely do this. Probably somewhere over here. Let's make it 2 more. Are they within? Yeah, they are within our radius. Let's do this because with that we can speed up our scanning procedures even further. Another thing I would consider is actually getting us a drone commander over. We don't have one yet. It's the third very important vehicle that we need in order to start with the landscaping. Or we waste it on research. Oh. Sector scanned, nothing whatsoever was found here. Except one research site down here. But no resources and also nothing that we can collect. Speaking about collectibles, up there we have some 25 more metal. Let's go ahead and get this one with the transporter. Back home again as well. In preparation for more power demand, let's build also another battery so we can still squeeze in one more here. And also what I probably will like, the first trade pad. So the launch pad we have already more or less here when the rocket launches, and a trade pad will also be very important for us because I would like to start with the food trading then once we get the first Martian or the first humans onto this one. It does require 10 concrete, it's not very expensive, and we do have the concrete extractor. Anyway. Right, next sensory towers are finished, speeding up our research or our exploration even further. And this sector here is scanning now. Research-wise, another very cool one is the Mars crowdfunding. For 1,000 Sol, we get $1 billion. So this sounds like a lot, it's not really. Let's go ahead and push this one after the Explorer AI, because with that we get some more income again that we do need for outsourcing more research points, and also get us the drone commander down here to the surface of Mars. And also finished is my trade pad over here. With that, we will soon be able then to start trading with our competitors. Speaking about them, right, I'm always talking about them. There is Mars, there is Sleepy Hollow here, where we have started our camp, of course. We already have an overall terraforming progress that is working up now. That's because my competitors are also starting the terraforming at some point, right? No, at the moment there's nothing. We have the colony of the Blue Sun over here. We have the colony of International Mars missions. So these are like colonies like us, right? They are going to research, they're going to trade with us, stuff like that. They're even giving us missions, and nothing else is at the moment on the surface of Mars. However, we will find more things here and points of interest here at some point.
Sector scanned.
Another sector scanned. No anomaly, unfortunately. Some water and some concrete. We really don't need this at this point. There is, however, some more metal lying around, but that's it. Very good. Research complete on Sol 4 for the research AI, and this one gives me 100 research per Sol in addition. Mars crowdfunding, this is actually a short one. We should be able to finish this one on the very same day, and we can look for something else. The transporter, for example, harvest more resources. Not really something I would need right now. The anomalies is something that's tempting. But I think we are going with the polymer factory and fuel refinery. Only 1,000 Sol there, so we will be able to finish this more quickly, and also allows the clearing of salvaged and destroyed buildings is a very important tech that we're going to need, because right now, whenever we destroy something, it's a ruin that's left over and we cannot really do then anything. So definitely very important, because with that we can dismantle then every building. Another sector scanned. Unfortunately, no science points, no anomalies, just some underground metal deposit here. Unfortunately, metal does require workforce. This is not something that we can just place there and it works. It does need workers, it does need humans, and they are the most expensive resource you can have on this planet. So for now, I will have to neglect metal. With the refueling, we are halfway there. 30 out of 60. Still going to take us a while there. Since we're going to need more concrete in the future, let's build the second concrete extractor. We do have that. It does cost me some machine parts. It does cost me especially then some machine part maintenance. 1 every couple of Sols. So this is increasing then my permanent machine consumption. For example, the fuel refinery here also costs 1 machine every so often. And the moisture evaporator costs me 2 metals. So that would be really cheap. The same with the solar panels, only metal, right? But machine parts, that's expensive. For now, let's go ahead still. We do need way more concrete in the future. Let's connect it here with the power. a bit done with it. And by the way, another thing that I just noticed, of course, is that concrete extractors produce waste as well. The waste is being stored here right now in piles. Of course, we want to have it a bit more organized. So let's start building a large dumping site. This is going to be pretty important then in the future for us, for landscaping projects, for example, that we have some rocks that we have stored somewhere. So my drones will now, once they have time, get the waste here and pile it up in these sectors there. Alright, another sector, and it looks like there's an anomaly. Perfect. Let's send my explorer over to scan this area. Anything else? Polymers would be amazing. Some more metal. But that's it. Metal we have plenty of right now. Polymers, we will need more. And research completed. Mars crowdfunding, $1 billion we get in addition. And we probably unlock a few more things. Increases the research provided by sponsors by 100. That is really good. Let's push this one to the up here to the priority. With that, we get another 100 a soul or research per soul in addition baseline, right? So that would be 200 in addition then. And that leads to 300 baseline research without outsourcing. Once we outsource, of course, we get more again. Oh, look at that, what happens. Right here, right where my RC Explorer was, Dust Devils appear. Out of nowhere and immediately destroyed my RC Explorer. It's no longer working. This puts us in a very problematic situation. We have one way to counter this one for the moment, and that is getting us the supply pod over with now the commander that I wanted anyway. Will cost me quite a bit, 300 million in addition to the supply pod, and with that we can repair it again. However, it's going to take a while. Supply pod is now launching on Earth and on its way back to Mars. Yeah, in the meantime, my Explorer will not be able to do anything. Now these are problematic, right? They're very dangerous and randomly appear everywhere and then just travel around the map. If they get too close to my buildings, they will malfunction. We need to repair them. They also destroy drones. Overall, very nasty buggers. And yeah, we just need to keep clear of them usually. It's not always possible. One of many natural disasters you can run into. Another sector scanned. More anomalies appear. If only I had an Explorer right now. Up there we have it. Another metal deposit as well. Some metals here, and concrete. No polymers, unfortunately. At least some anomalies here. My transport is still alive, so let's keep him close to my base. There is one way how we can tackle these in order to protect my base a bit. And with that is, for example, a trade pad or a landing pad, right? If we build them somewhere here in this area, we can protect them from basically entering our base. Right now, the rocket is a bit too far away. We could do this somewhere. No, let's wait for now. But I will be able to build a wall around my base at some point to protect us. I think for now we are fine though. Refueling 42 out of 60. And after a bit of a while, the supply pod comes in. Knight Rider, it's called. Very interesting. And let's get this one up here. Landing right away. And with that, we will be able then to get the Explorer back to work. However, the Dust Devils are still around here. And there it's landing with an Explorer. The Explorer also has some drones with it. So 4, the commander. So we will be able now to use drones somewhere else other than my rocket, right? Because Knight Rider here has the drones all around it. Oh. And then we also get the first dust storm. A dust storm is set to hit the colony soon. It will cause damage to pipes and cables and also will place a serious strain on all buildings. What is not working during the dust storm is Moxies, moisture evaporators and the solar panel outside the dome. Very bad for us. This is very bad luck at the moment. In 3 souls this will happen. What we need to do for this one, however, is... Yeah, what should we do about this? The problem is my moisture evaporator will no longer work, no longer produce water, and that means my fuel refiner will also not work anymore. In 3 souls, we're producing 30 until then. Yeah, we will be able to get the rocket away before the dust storm hits us, right? So we should be fine. The problem is we'll not be able to build up any stock of fuel. I can't change that at the moment. There's nothing I can do, really. Oh my, they really do like my Explorer. Go away, please. I cannot use this either. This is crippling me right now quite a bit, beside the dust storm, of course. The first outsourcing is going down already, so we can continue outsourcing now again. Is that right? No, it's not. We cannot do this. Alright, we still need to wait for the outsourcing to completely disappear, I think, before we can outsource again. Another sector scanned, only some 16 metals, nothing really that we need. Yeah, this is... How long do they exist now, please? I mean, they're really sticking to that explorer. Alright, the time of truth also gets closer. We will soon be able to launch that rocket here. 6 more fuel is missing. What we should prepare before we launch it is to get us the drone hub up. We got one of them with us as a prefab. It will consume me some electricity, but that's fine. And it will then control the drones, because drones just control themselves, right? They need someone to control them, and either it's the rocket or it's a drone hub. Let's make sure that we get the water supply up here into the radius there as well. So we do need the water then soon. I think something like that should be golden. We have the concrete as well. And yeah, we have everything that we want. Is that right? Yep. Let's build it. Right here in the center of my circles. The circles are not going to disappear, right? We will, of course, at some point free them up again for tourism later on. But for now, I just need to be practical about the whole thing, right? I don't care about tourists for now. The storms are gone, so let's go ahead and send my commander over here. And Earth-Mars initiative has been researched. Another 100 soul per day that we get as a baseline. Now let's outsource with the 1 billion that we have left. Let's get us another 1,000 signs out there for the last time for now, because we're now down to 200 million only. Alright, repairing this will come. There is now the cable that we finish. The drone hub is now working. And we just need to wait for 2 more fuel to come in. Meanwhile,
Sector scan.
That explorer has been repaired. So we can now... Ooh, look at that. 2 anomalies right beside us. Let's queue them up. That's going to be some juicy research points we get out of that, or at least some boosts to our technology. Let's get the commander back home again to safety. And yeah, there it is. Sol 7, we have finished the refueling process of our rocket. This is a monumentous occasion. For the first time, humans were able to land a rocket and launch it back into space. The drone hub is working, has all the drones now that we want, right? So we can actually now, yeah, launch the rocket, return to Earth. Launch procedures started.
Milestone achieved.
We get the milestone, being the first colony to achieve this one, getting another 250 science points. It's waiting now for the last drones to disappear and then launching into space. In the night of Sol 7, the rocket disappears on its way back to Earth. And yeah, getting us the first colonists then, right? So once it's back on Earth, we are going to choose some 12 people. The only 12 people we'll ever be able to select on Earth. Get us them to the colony. And we now need to prepare for them. Build up the infrastructure for first Martian-borns then as well. And continue onwards. Launched, leaving behind a puddle of ash, and it's now on its way back to Earth. It's going to take a while, 2% only, as it is taking a significant amount of time to get to Earth with the rocket. We can speed it up later with research. Right now, though, we are bound to this. Huge problem ahead, electrostatic dust storm. This one here is going to disable my MOXes and moisture vaporators. That means that we are not going to be able to, yeah, well, produce fuel during that time. This is going to lead to some problems, because the next rocket will not be able to get back then so quickly. Now, the rocket is on its way. That means we need to prepare for humans finally. And for that, well, we do need to start with some basic infrastructure that humans need. One of them is water. Up here we have the underground water deposit, and that I'm going to need. However, it's pretty far away. I mean, we can get us some solar panels here, and we can start with the process of building it. It costs me some concrete and some machine parts, and we'll start have a basic production of 5 water per day. Let's go ahead and get this one, yeah, well, I guess somewhere over here. Let's not make it too complicated, I guess, right? And that should be fine. There it is. It's going to consume 5 electricity, so 1 solar panel will actually be plenty of, and we don't even need anything else for the moment close to it, because 5 water is so much a water production that will definitely not run out during the night, even if we don't produce it. The only other thing that I still will need is some pipes that are going away then from this. Oh, there is a... You can't see it really, but there is here a problem, right? A problem that I can't solve right now. And we do need water tanks in order to store that first water. Let's... Oh, there's uneven territory here. This is not that great, but we can have our pipes right here beside it for the moment, right? Let's build 2 pipes to start up building us a water storage. Probably need to get up there then as well. We are going to add some oxygen production here then on top of it. And yeah, actually let's do this right away as well. The Moxie will require 2 power and will produce 3 oxygen as a baseline. Let's do this. Also very important, let's have the pipe here. And then we can have the Moxie on the other side. Somewhere here. Plus also some oxygen tanks. With that we'll be able then to store the oxygen that we produce. That's quite the production or quite the construction that we start up here. This of course will require more power then. So let's have another solar panel here. I like to spread this. The reason for that is really risk management. We do get meteor showers on this difficulty quite often, and if they crash and destroy one side, we still want to have other parts of the base working, right? Spreading out everything is way less risky. It's also a bit more complicated, of course, because we need to keep everything on track, but long-term wise, it's definitely going to pay off. Trust me on this. We're building this. There it comes. I think power-wise, we need to think about there something. Next anomaly has been analyzed. Down here we are right now with our Explorer. And this means more techs are available, right? So fuel compression, greenhouse Mars. Let's have a look at that. Right now, decommission protocol still being researched. With that, we can then finally clear destroyed buildings. And we should look out for the next research. Bunch of very important things here. The subsurface heating would be something that is really useful once we get the first blizzards. And also here, planetary survey, discover 6 anomalies. So now we have choices that are pretty important and pretty have quite the consequences, because we are not going to have that much research per soul anymore for that much longer, and we don't have the money anymore to get us so much research in at the moment, right? So what should we really want to boost with that last surge of research that we have? I think I'm really going with the planetary survey. Discover 6 new planetary anomalies that are scattered around Mars is going to be pretty cool for us, because planetary anomalies boost research. The heater would be a close second to that. Let's also queue this one up, though I think we'll not be able to finish that anymore with the soul that we have. For now, though, we definitely want to go with that route, I think. Scanning-wise, Sector 8A is now being finished soon, and then we do need to queue up more again. Go ahead and have the upper area here, and then also the lower area here as well, that we can scan. Now, speaking about scanning, what we can see is that this area, this plateau where we are on, is going to be fully scanned soon, and then we'll be out of scannable material. We do need to move then down here and down here. However, for that, we do need to make a ramp down there, because my vehicles cannot get down there at the moment. So to this area I would like to get next. The commander we can send down here, and we do need to start with our first landscaping project then as well, a ramp. The ramp is then going to move all the way down here. This is actually not that expensive. 120 excess waste rock is going to be come out of this, and we do need to have also a large dumping site close to this, somewhere here. And my commander now will get to this point and then start building us that ramp, so we will be able to get down to this area. Sector A8 scanned, 40 metals and 490 rare materials, but that's it, right? Not really. No polymers, unfortunately. I'm screwed for the moment. We need more polymers. Hopefully there's more coming out somewhere then. Rocket 14%. As we are getting closer now to the construction of my solar panel, this solar panel here, let's boost it. And I'm probably going ahead here, and I'm just going to have, why waste this? Let's have a... Now, we are actually fine with what we have there. No worries. Now, since the rocket is gone, we have the space here to also build us the next landing pad, or the first landing pad, to be honest. I would like to have this one here. So both of them are together, one for our competitors then, and one for our rockets And also, since we have the concrete for it, I would like to prepare something else, and that is landing pads that we can have down here in order to protect us against those dust devils, right? Because those dust devils will then just, yeah, crash on them and be done with it. And it does not look good, right? But it's efficient. It's something that we absolutely want to achieve. Let's have also one here by the water production. We should be able to do this. Perfect. And then definitely also up here, because there might be then some of them coming in. It's not looking pretty, as I said, right? Absolutely not. But it's going to fulfill a purpose. It's a wall against the dangers out there for us. Another research unlocked. That's not that great, really. I would like to get some science points out of anomalies and not new tech. At the moment, we really don't need more tech. Yeah, wind turbine upgrade is good for once the first storms arrive. Drones work faster on landscaping projects is also pretty good. Drone hubs are constructed with additional 2 drones is good. There's lots of good stuff here, but nothing really that we would need immediately. My drones are really busy at the moment anyway. I think if I click on this, we should see, yeah, drone load is medium, right? So the 11 drones that we have, they're really busy with what we have to do there right now. Oh, amazing, you finished that solar panel when there's no Moxie yet. Now this one is finished at least. So we will start now producing some water. However, of course, the water tower is missing too. Yeah, it's just a lot really. Let's put all of this here to high priority so that they finish this one before they start working on the pads. Meanwhile, down here, we have started on the landscaping project. This is now coming along as well. Our ramp, as we can see, 20% through already to get us then down here into this area. While we continue scanning now the upper levels. We have a heavy load right now on the drones. Lots of constructions, but at least, as we can see, the first water tower is finished. With that, we can store some water. And there's also my oxygen now, production up and running with 1 Moxie. Going to produce 3 oxygen in total. That's going to last for quite some time for us.
Sector scanned.
Unfortunately. Lots of water in this sector up here. No anomalies and no polymers. My metals are going down a bit, so we might also... Oh, dry farming has been researched. We have... Oh, no, it's a breakthrough, I'm sorry. Water requirements for crops is reduced by 50%. So that's really not anything that we would need right now. My transporter, let's get us some more metals. Yeah, 24 metals up here. Let's get them back home to the base. And my explorer, unfortunately, is now out of work. There's no more anomalies. Let's get it back home to the safety of my base. Decommission protocol researched. We can now delete buildings. Planetary survey is now in effect. Going to take 2 days, but I think my outsourcing will end by then. And that means it takes a bit longer here to research that. By now, this whole infrastructure up here is now fully working, right? So we have powered both of them, and they work now during daytime and fill up those tanks. We don't need anything else here, really. Batteries usually cost me quite a bit, so I'd rather not do this. And as we can see, also my landing pads are now coming along. The basic ones, and then the walls that we are building around it. By the way, these are perhaps a bit too close there. Let's see. Up to this point, I will be able to get them. That's something. Because there's going to be a ramp here at some point, so the dust devils could actually travel up to us. We definitely don't want that. And I think also here, you could also get one. I think that's safe to say. And there we have them. Once again, spawning on the way to the colony, as we can see. And they will then just make plop here by these landing pads. Perhaps we can see this rather soon. Now, another thing. Water we have now for the colonists. Oxygen we have. Domes we need. The first dome structures that we should have. We do have a couple of them available, right? So the basic dome, the micro dome, the barrel dome. For starters, barrel dome costs me 20 polymers. That is something I don't have. Let's go ahead with the micro dome. And let's make sure that we use all of these here with 2 visitors, because we got those 2 vista points, each giving me a comfort boost of 10. That leads to 20 additional comfort, and comfort makes people schoolly poop, making babies faster. And we do need babies, right? Because those people that we get will age, and we do need to get as many babies as possible to sustain, or otherwise we're just going to die of age at some point. Let's go ahead and also use really as as a bigger radius as possible. That would be one dome.
Sector scanned.
Let's pause it right away. Then we can have the next dome. However, there is my raw material production here. Let's place this one first because this is going to, yeah, have a dust circle around it. And we should not have a dome close to this dust circle, unfortunately. I think this is a good location for it. Let's pause it then right away. Poor circles there for the moment. That beautiful wonder of Mars, we are totally misusing it. But it's fine. It's only temporary. And next up is my Dome 2 microdome. We're going to need a few of them. Let's see. Once again, I would like to get both of the vista points and a bit further away from the waste production. That is too close. All right. So one step up further to the north like this. That is perfect. And we should be able then to get the connection here, right? That should be possible. Getting this one like so, and then into that dome. Yeah, this should be able. This should be possible. And dome number 3. Once again, both of the vistas should be within reach, so we can kind of like place it like that. Not looking really, yeah, but that is possible. So there we have them, the 3 first domes. Is it looking pretty? No, absolutely not. Yeah, this is looking a bit better, but still, of course, it's not pretty. Let's pause them and only construct this one here right now. Sorry, the central one right now, and that should be fine, right? So we have the dome radius then. It's just so important that to get the first domes out there, to get them right out there. And in that case here, this one has now the rare metal extractor in its reach. This is going to require workforce, and this is going to be the only source of money for us in the beginning. So we absolutely need to nail this one. It is outside of the waste radius, all 3 of them, very important. They have the water infrastructure to their back, which is also really important. And also they have enough space between each so that we can still get some cables through that. That is also very important here, just in case for the future. Should be fine how it is. It's not looking perfect, but at least it is doing it. And all 3 of them also get the Vista bonuses. Also very important. Oh, perfect. Next meteor shower, or the first meteor shower actually coming in right away. So we got the dust storm and the meteor shower, and both at the same time. And yeah, meteor shower. Meteors are extremely common in the solar system. Hooray! And we will have lots of them on Mars now. That means a lot of meteors will come down, crashing into my area, and hopefully not hitting anything. How's it looking with my science? There's nothing else that we could research right now. My explorer is safe here. My commander has finished the ramp. We can now get down here once we have found something. Let's get the commander back home again, and let's keep a good clear path between me and the dust devil here. And also electric storm hits us in 2 hours, and with that Moxies and moisture vaporizer will not function, and also solar panels outside of domes are closed. How can we then actually do something, you may ask? Well, I ask the same question. It means that we will need to reduce power as much as possible. That means the concrete extractor will be put offline now. They will not work anyway, so I don't need to worry about them. However, we need to make sure that for the 3 souls, at least the drone hub continues to work, because that is our construction, right? The moisture here is not working anyway. That means we will not be able to produce any fuel anyway. Once this hits, I think it hits us now. There it is. They now stop to work anyway, right? So there's not going to be any power consumption from these. And we still have a bit of a basic consumption now. The 3 power we need for the drone hub. And that's it. Everything else is disabled. I mean, this is really a bad timing for a dust storm, to be honest. And yeah. Fuel is down. We could have them still working through a dome, to be honest. We could also get us a wind turbine out there. This will still continue to produce some power. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Let's build us a wind panel, a wind turbine. somewhere here. So it still has the power connection and it has access to the batteries. One of them should be fine. Reason why I don't like it though is it's consuming machine parts and we don't have a lot of them and they're very expensive. And this costs me a machine part. It also costs me machine parts in maintenance. So we need to be very careful about how we use them. Though as an emergency measure, like right now, it's good. There was some lighting here, right? Lightning, but nothing was disabled. This one needs to survive at all costs, the drone hub. Without it, we are completely lost. Alright. Lightning strikes down right now. It's not a very friendly environment. And as long as the drone hub works, though, we can continue. So we can continue with the construction right now. That is the landing pad that is now being finished. And then my dronies, hopefully, will get us now the first buildings here then finished, right? The microdome. They're also finishing the landing pads up there. But as we can see, the wall is taking shape. And we have some 216 power stored. So at the moment, I don't really need that wind turbine. I just need to make sure that the drone hub is powered. But I think we'll be fine. By the way, we do have 64 water stored. We could actually make it work. Fuel refinery requires 1 per soul. The storm is taking another 2 full souls. That is just a lot of wasted fuel, to be honest. If I get the pipes over there, we could use my stored water. That's just one metal that it would cost me. It's not that expensive, really. It's a long shot, though. It's a long pipe. Research Corporation. Lambda Industries Deep Space Telescope is performing as planned. What isn't performing as well is the data analysis. The amount of information the telescope is sending towards Earth is mind-boggling, and they have issues processing all of it. Lambda Industries is officially extending a request for your help. Research the Analyze Space Telescopic Data Tag to continue this mission.
Scanned.
We found another anomaly. Perfect. There's lots of things, once again, that are happening at once. Let's get the Explorer down. The storm here is gone, so we should be safe. Some more metal. And the planetary survey we have finished. That means there should be a few more anomalies now out here on the map for us to find. Now we start the subsurface heating. And then we have this quest here. Analyze Space Telescope data. 1,700 research points. That's something I can't do, unfortunately. The thing is, I just don't know what the reward is, and if the reward is bad, we might just lose 1,750 research points. Yeah, that's not good. Let's go ahead with the extractor amplification that allows us to boost our extractors and only cost 1,000 soul. Thus will unlock us more points here, more tax more quickly. Power-wise, we are low. Seems. Nah, we should be fine. Should really be fine. Yeah, we can survive another 2 souls and 18 hours, and that's exactly how long the storm is taking. We should be fine. We have the wind turbine also as an emergency measure. Alright, Explorer coming down. Next scanning will be finished soon. Also, we have a new project here, Launch Satellite. Costs me quite a bit though, stuff that we don't have. Oh, by the way, also, we have now all these anomalies out here, right? So we could send an explorer to this up there to get some new tax out. However, this will cost me fuel. Fuel is something I can't afford right now. Yeah, and then we continue with the scanning down here. It's also time. It's a long shot really, but we could do it. Let's offer some concrete and request some food. It'll be fine. It's not going to work right away, but in the future, perhaps we do get an offer here for food. Alright, how's it coming along? The microdome has started now, because we have finished all the pads, I think. Now we can construct the first dome, so my drones are delivering the resources, 40 concrete and 30 metals it costs me, so it's going to take a while here for this one, before it can be finished. Also, Sol 10 and the rocket is back on Earth, and this marks another monumentous occasion for us. Let's pause the game and get us the first Humans over, right? Let's resupply. Cargo, passenger rocket. And now we have a bit of work ahead of us. We do need to get us the right people over, right? Because each one of them also has, or most of them also have negative traits that we don't want. So we need to filter what we want. We want no child, no children, no youth, no seniors, and no middle-aged. We want adults only. Let's apply this one. So that's all the adults that we have. 35 in total. Out of these adults, I want to get back again. I want to get a perk that is pretty important for us, and that is the sexy trait. There it is. 5 of them are at least sexy. Sexy means they like to scootly poop around a lot, and they're going to produce us some babies. That's what I would like to see. We're also going to get some enthusiast. Increases the performance boost when high morale. That is pretty good. Party animal. Since they're all going to be stuck together in a dome, this is another very important trait that I want to get with us. Gamers. Sorry, gamers are really bad for a colony. Let's put them out there. Geniuses, we have no geniuses unfortunately, so that's not something I can do. Nerds are also really good. They always gave me a temporary morale boost whenever I research a new attack, which just makes it really, really nice. And workaholics are also perfect. They have high performances overall. So, unfortunately, out of the 7 or so sexy people, 2 are not usable for us. One of them is an alcoholic. That is just very bad, very aggressive people overall, and a gamer at that too, but sexy. Nope, sorry, out of that. And then we have a sexy one here that is lazy, however. Individual performance is decreased by 20, which is pretty high, but we could just use him in the grocery store, for example. That would be fine. Henry Schaffer, and he's still sexy, right? Sexy is really important for us. So these are the 5 sexy people that we can take with us. Some nerds here with enthusiast trait, enthusiast, survivor, sexy, fit and composed, and sexy and lazy. Alright, but still they're not so bad. Alright, out of the other ones, we actually have also some interesting ones. We got some party animals, so gain additional comfort when satisfying social interests. Now, high comfort rating means high schooly pooping rate, more babies, and fulfilling or satisfying social needs is something that is a very basic need that we can fulfill right away, so this is also very good for us. And also enthusiast and party animal vegan is pretty good, has decreased comfort when living near a ranch, has increased comfort when away from ranches. We don't build a ranch in the beginning, so we get a high comfort rating out of vegans right away. So let's go ahead with 2 vegans there on top of that. I think now that's not so bad. That's 10 people. What is my gender ratio? Male. Right, we got 6 females and 5 males. Can't be right. We got 5 of each. We do need 1 more female and 1 more male. This one is pretty good. She's a hippie, Camilla. Gains twice as much comfort in gardens and also is very fit, so health recover is increased. Let's get Camilla on board, and that means 1 more male, please. Alright, unfortunately, the ones that we have are not that good anymore. There's a workaholic though. Individual performance is increased, and that's it, right? No no penalties for heavy workload. That's the only one that comes to mind that has a very good positive one. So with that, we should have now our crew. 6 men and 6 women. All of them pretty, enthusiastic, hopefully motivated, and all of them only adults. So they will be in the age of scootly pooping for quite some time. Let's launch. 12 passengers on board, but there's only space for 0 in the colony. That should be fine. We finish, of course, the dome on time. Are we? I hope so. Anomaly analyzed. Ooh. Science is well aware of the cause of the massive earth storms, monsoons and tornadoes, and yet we never cease to admire the primeval forces unleashed before our eyes. The same goes for Martian electrostatic dust storms. Our scientists already had a good working model on the behavior of these anomalies. Now we can refine this model even further. With the current expedition complete, we can confirm the theory, yet I doubt anyone would ever cease to revere the massive dust storm. 2000 science points we get out of this. And with that, we have finished our extractors right away and can work on some additional tech. Increasing the wind turbine upgrade is something. We can also boost our moisture evaporator and moxies, so we can increase their efficiency. And I think that's though it for the moment. We don't have the braking tech yet. It's fine. No anomaly, unfortunately. Dust storm still active for 1 sol and 21 hours, and then comes the meteor storm. We are going to be busy with storms here. Rocket is on the way, 2%. So It's going to take a while before it arrives here, but of course we should be prepared. The dome is building up. We are going to build another special dome here food-wise, so we're going to store the food outside the dome then right away. Yeah, that's fine. Let's have another deposit here and another depot here. Very important, we need the pipes also. So they're already going from this dome here. But of course, that's not enough. We do need another pipe system that goes then to that dome. Right, so we connect the central dome because that's the working one right now. This pipe we can get rid of again later once this dome has been activated. That's that. We already have some water and oxygen stored, so the storm will not really be a problem for us. Even though of course, the timing was really bad. And we failed at a milestone, and that is, I think one of them... Oh, construction of the dome, we were not fast enough. And probably also will not be the first to land humans on Mars. Sol 10, probably Sol 13, 14, we'll just see. So far so good. The people are on their way. The first dome is going to be constructed soon. Infrastructure is set up. We can welcome the first humans to Mars soon. And I hope you stay with me in the next episode. Stay tuned.